Chiefs Kingdom, welcome into a brand new episode of the Chiefs Report by Chat Sports. And today we are previewing our matchup for week 14. This is an absolutely huge one, guys. I've said it over and over again in our last few videos ever since the loss in week 13, but this is a must-win game. Season could be over if you lose here, or at least functionally over. Playoff shot, basically gone. But if we win in this one, we are 100% still alive. Playoff odds back to a coin flip. This is enormous. Absolutely huge game. Absolutely huge show for you guys. Let's get into what's on the agenda. And just in case you don't know, my name is Jackson Durham. You're watching the Chiefs Report by Chat Sports. And first up on today's show, we have got a lengthy injury report to go over, guys. Gosh, there's a lot of people on that one. Then, once we finally get through that, we're going to get into our keys to victory for this game. And then lastly, I've got my score prediction for you guys. I'm going to tell you how I think this one's going to play out at the end of today's show. And I'm going to encourage you guys to hit that subscribe button right now, because on Sunday, immediately after the game is over, no matter how late it ends on Sunday night, I am going to get cracking on my instant reaction and my instant takeaways. And that'll be up on the channel less than an hour after the game ends if all goes to plan. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you turn those noties on so you do not miss it. Going to be hopefully a reaction to how we keep our playoff shot alive, or how we kept our playoff shot alive. But let's get into the injury report, the big injury news we've got to discuss. Number one, off the top, and we talked about this earlier this week, Josh Simmons has hit the injured reserve with a fractured wrist. Absolutely brutal, absolutely enormous injury for us. He is most certainly out of this game and out for the next 4 weeks. We're in a situation with Josh Simmons, and I said this in the short that I did, where it is possible that he does not return this season, unfortunately. But just something to be aware of. I mean, if we lose another game, we're basically out of the playoffs. I don't see the Chiefs reactivating him if that were the case. Obviously, if we're still in the hunt, he will be reactivated. But something to watch for with Josh Simmons, who's already missed some critical development time in his rookie year. Other side of the line, typical starting right tackle Jawaan Taylor is dealing with a tricep injury. And Andy Reid has made it seem that he, and we're going to jump to the bottom of this with Trey Smith, are both very likely to miss this game. And that's going to be a huge loss for this offensive line. And we'll talk about that more in just a second. But lastly, we're going to get into two positive injury news. There is some positive stuff here. Bryan Cook is good to go. He suffered the ankle injury last week that knocked him out of the game against the Cowboys, left very early on, did not return, was suspected he was dealing with a high ankle sprain. That is not the case. He will play in this game, full participant. And then Roland-Wallace is questionable with a back injury, but leaning towards playing. But let's go back to the offensive line for a minute. So both Trey Smith and Jawaan Taylor likely to miss this game, alongside Josh Simmons, who is absolutely out of this game. Excuse me. There's no question about Josh Simmons. He is on the injured reserve. This is what the offensive line is going to look like, guys. And this may surprise you with Wanya on the left side of the line and Jalen on the right side. That's new. And that's something that Andy Reid announced would be the case this week, and something that honestly scares me to death. This offensive line combination absolutely scares me to death. And we're going to get into it in the keys to victory section, exactly how this group needs to perform. But just keep that in the back of your mind right now. Let's flip over to the Texans side of this thing. So Will Anderson Jr. was limited on Thursday. He will play in this game almost 100%. I would be stunned if he does not participate in this game. Absolutely, we're going to see Will Anderson. I was talking to Chugs about this, our Texans Today host, and we actually just filmed, and it'll be out tomorrow, our joint preview for this game, and he talked about it. Will Anderson Jr. will almost certainly play in this game. Danico Autry is a little bit more questionable, as is Trent Brown. And then big news, Tim Settle, their defensive tackle, hit the injured reserve this morning. So that is an enormous loss for them in the middle of that defensive line, an area that's been kind of rotated in and out with some other injuries. I know Foley Fotokasi has missed some time. I do believe that he is also expected to be out of this game. So some notable injuries in the interior, but obviously Will Anderson is the focal point. And I know he's on the injury report, guys. I know he did not participate on Thursday. He was limited on Wednesday. Don't read into it much. we're not getting out of Will Anderson Jr. on Sunday. As much as I wish I could tell you we were, as much as I wish I could tell you that Will Anderson's going to sit on the sidelines, one of the NFL's best pass rushers is going to be on the field on Sunday against us. And you guys have the opportunity to, speaking of things that are the best, get the best holiday gifts this season with Omaha Steaks. So you guys know this about me already. You guys have heard me talk about Omaha Steaks if you're one of our real ones, but Omaha Steaks is the best quality in the meat industry. Whether you're going with their steaks, their high quality burgers, their jumbo franks, you literally cannot go wrong. Everything is absolutely fantastic. I'm actually headed home after this. Me and producer Gage filming a bit of a late one, and dinner is right afterwards, and I've got the Omaha Steaks burgers in the fridge ready to go. The fiance is cooking them up for me right now, and I just cannot wait to get home because I know it's going to be absolutely fantastic. Omaha Steaks offers unrivaled quality and variety, and every bite is backed by their 100% guarantee. Right now is the perfect time to save on delicious gifts and holiday hosting favorites because every steak is perfectly aged to maximize tenderness and hand-cut by master butchers in America's heartland. And I've got an exclusive deal just for our Chiefs Report viewers, guys. The Kingdom is going to get an extra $35 off with promo code Chiefs at checkout. So save big on unforgettable gifts with Omaha Steaks. Visit omahasteaks.com for 50% off site-wide and an extra 20% off select favorites during their Sizzle All the Way sale. And for an extra $35 off, use promo code Chiefs at checkout. That's omahasteaks.com, promo code Chiefs at checkout. Terms do apply. See site for details. Link in description and in the pinned comment to go check out Omaha Steaks. And another huge shout out to them. We always appreciate them supporting the channel. Let's get into our keys to victory for Kansas City in this one. Number one, and I know I hinted at this earlier in the video, so this shouldn't be a surprise that it's number one. Protection has got to hold up for Patrick Mahomes. I cannot emphasize enough how important it is that Kansas City is able to protect their starting quarterback. Because, guys, this Texans defense is for real. They are, I would say, outside of the Denver Broncos, the best defense in the NFL. They have wreaked havoc on teams, especially teams that love to pass, which, hey, that's us. 100%, that's us. They have the sixth highest sack rate in the NFL. They get home 4 sacks at the sixth most sacks in the NFL as well. 34.5% pressure rate is 14th, and honestly, I'm stunned that they're even that low, and they allow the lowest passer rating to opposing quarterbacks because opposing quarterbacks are constantly under duress. And I hate to say this, but they may have one of their easiest assignments of the season with this offensive line combination out there. This group it's just not what you want to see. I'm not going to sugarcoat that. I'm not going to lie to you guys. You know I'm straight up with you. Wanye Morris at left tackle and Jalen Moore at right tackle is a, unfortunately, rough combination. The only time we've had these two tackles out there at the same time this season was the end of the Bills game, the fourth quarter of the Bills game. And I know already you guys are shaking a little bit just hearing that and how that fourth quarter went. But I went back and I watched that tape, and I just tracked pressure and reps that Wanye especially was able to hold up on 9 passing snaps. Wanye Morris lost 4 times. 4 of those resulted in pressure. And all 4 of them, I was trying to be really generous with holding your water for like 2 seconds, qualified as a win for me. All 4 of those are bad beats. Wanye Morris can win or lose you this game. It's a lot on him in this one. He's got the toughest assignments of his career. He's going to have Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson Jr. alternating sides. Both of those guys are going to get their shots at him. Can you hold your ground? Can you protect Patrick Mahomes? Lots on you in this one. You're an Oklahoma Sooner. I want the best for you, my man. Prove to me that you are ready for this moment. Prove me wrong because I'm scared to death to have you out there. But I want you to go out and show me up and shut me up. Let's get into key to victory number 2. Get back to the under center run game. And this is something that Matt Nagy actually talked about today. Matt Nagy said in his press conference, under center runs have been good for us. So making sure we don't get away from that. There's a million different schemes you can do from under center runs. That's a great observation. That's so true, actually, Matt Nagy. That's 100% true. And so then I have to ask, why do we go under center at the fourth lowest rate in the NFL? Why do we consistently go away from this basically more than anybody else in the NFL if you know that it is so valuable? Let's look at these stats. Look at the Chiefs under center stats this season. Fourth lowest rate in the entire NFL of just under center plays in general. And of those under center plays, remember, think about, you could do a lot from under center. That was what Nagy said, right? We run 80% of the freaking time. 80% of the time we run. We're so multiple. A 20% passing rate. We pass from under center less than 3 times per game. We're predictable as hell when we go under center. We need to get back to the under center run game so that we can set up under center play action. Because running under center 8 times per game is not going to be enough to do this. And you know what makes this even more ridiculous? Despite the low rate of under center offense, we're really good at it. This is something we are really good at. One of the best teams in the NFL when we go under center, the 3rd best EPA per play, whether it's run or whether it's pass. This is something we're incredibly successful at as an offense. This is something that makes you incredibly multiple due to the ability to go into play action from under center and how much that moves linebackers, how much you can manipulate defenses with this style. And we just don't do it very frequently. Well, Matt Nagy has just told us he knows it's a problem. Let's see if he fixes it. And number 3, something else that Nagy and Reed recognized as a problem this week is the inability of Kansas City to get pressure on the opposing quarterback. And that's something that if you're a long-term viewer of this channel, you know has been an issue. You guys know I have beat this like the dead horse that it is, but it's worth doing again. So let's check in. How is Kansas City doing when it comes to getting home? Well, we blitz at the 4th highest rate. The last time I pulled this up for you guys, that was 9th. So we continue to blitz and blitz and blitz. And is it working? No, it is not. 24th sack rate in the NFL, 20th pressure rate in the NFL. And what's that mean? When you send the house as much as we do, when it doesn't work, when you still can't get home, you get beat. I don't care that Jalen Watson and Trent McDuffie are playing really well. It's not showing up because we are the 24th defense in the league in terms of yards per allowed. This has to change. And you have an opportunity to turn this around. You guys might remember last season, we sacked CJ Stroud 8 times in the playoffs. We could beat this offensive line. This is not a daunting group. Rookie left tackle Ariante Ursere. Right tackle Trent Brown may not play in this game, like we talked about earlier. That'd be Jarrett Kingston in for him instead. This is a group that presents an opportunity for Kansas City to go out there and say, hey, we've taken a step in terms of pressure. Hey, we can manhandle these guys. Hey, we can win tonight. We can make CJ Stroud's life miserable. We can accelerate the clock for CJ Stroud. We can force him to make quick decisions. But that's not going to happen if the only way we can affect a quarterback is by relentlessly blitzing and leaving ourselves open over the top, as we've done all season. Pressure has to get home, and it has to get home with 4. Rushing 4, Steve Spagnuolo. Listen to me. Rush 4. See if it works. All right. If we can do those 3 things, I think Kansas City can win this game. And I think the score prediction, 28 Kansas City, 21 Houston. I think Kansas City's offense can get going against this group. I know that sounds like a ton of points against a vaunted defense, but I think we can get going. But it comes down to Wanye Morris. This prediction requires him to hold up. This prediction requires him to be the guy that I sometimes doubt that he can be. But the Chiefs fan in me is believing. The Chiefs fan in me is believing in that offensive line and Patrick Mahomes to deliver an absolutely must-win game. Let me know in the comments what you guys think the final score of this one is going to be. And we massively appreciate you guys spending time with us today. We will see you on Sunday, tomorrow for our joint preview, and then on Sunday for our instant reaction. So make sure you subscribe and don't miss those. We will see you next time. Go Kansas City Chiefs.